Good morning, Liam from Wollemi Adventures here, out here on stunning Darug and Gundungurra country. We're doing an awesome canyon in the Wollongambie wilderness. Bloody hot day, fair few swims, some floating down the river. Come with me and I'll show you down it. Cheers.
I reckon it's got to be at least 4.
4
Could
stars.
do, probably 3.5. Could do with more abseils, but
It has been a couple of weeks since Brad and I's last canyoning adventure, and with a scorching hot day forecast, we knew that a wet canyon was in order. However, with me having been suffering from knee pain for the past couple of weeks, we urged to stay on the safe side and avoid any technical abseils or long descents. With this in mind, we made our way to the small town where the adventure would begin, unfortunately being delayed by some roadworks.
Good morning everyone. Brad and I are off. Brad, show off your ridiculous hat, come on. Off on our way through to a canyon. This one neither of us have done before. We're set for a bloody scorching day, supposed to be mid-30s. This one, no abseils, no technical rope work, just a lot of swimming. I've got an inflatable mattress. Brad's got an inflatable dinosaur. We'll hopefully float downstream the canyon. We'll show you all down there.
The first recorded descent of today's canyon was over half a century ago, when a group of intrepid explorers made their way down the creek, eventually exiting near the confluence with the Wollongambie River. Now, the group at the time had minimal information to go off, relying on vague historical maps and tales from other bushwalkers. In fact, the group didn't even have any wetsuits or form of inflatables, which is bloody impressive when considering a descent of this canyon involves kilometres of creek walking and swimming through cold and narrow pools. Walking along the firetrail, we found ourselves surrounded by beautiful golden wattleflowers and gigantic eucalyptus trees. Now, it was a bloody windy day, but we were lucky enough to get a shot of this amazing bright-eyed brown butterfly perched upon a leaf.
So we've turned off the main trail now, and we're walking down here. There's a very vague, faint trail that we're loosely following, more so just heading in the general direction that we know we want to go in. There's a saddle we got to reach where we make a decision, and we're just aiming to get down to there. So we'll just keep scrambling down through this kind of terrain to get to that saddle, and I'll show you when we get there.
Dropping off the sheltered fire trail, we really begin to feel the full force of the strong winds. Lucky for us, it was a bloody scorcher, so we were grateful for the cooling effect, easing the otherwise 30-degree day down to something much more manageable. This section of the Aussie bush is pagoda country, with thousands and thousands of these unnamed rocky outcrops littering the landscape. These outcrops display intricate fretwork and are incredibly diverse in their size and shape.
So we've made it to the saddle. We did a couple hundred meters of off-track walking before we actually managed to find, we kind of stumbled across an actual trail, and then followed that for a little bit till we're at the saddle now, just descending down into a creek. You can see Brad behind me there. Stunning views behind me, fair bit of flies as well. Although I said it's about 30 something degrees and it is bloody hot. You've probably seen in some of the other shots how windy it is, which is quite nice at keeping us cool. So we are working hard and sweating a bit, but not as bad as we could be. I'll see you down at the creek proper.
So, that annoying chirp you can hear in the background of my videos is due to these little guys here, cicadas. They spend 7 years underground growing, before finally digging out to the surface and living for several weeks attempting to attract a mate by that screeching noise. After mating, the males actually fall to the ground and die, leaving the female to lay the eggs and continue the next generation of cicadas. I guess you could say they go out with a bang. Sorry about that.
We're following the creek now. As you can probably tell, I'm sweating. We are working bloody hard. There's a fair bit of shrubbery and fallen logs, tree branches, etc. that we're trying to get around. And now that we've dropped down into the creek, we're out of the breeze. So we're really facing the heat of the day. Luckily for us, we don't have too much longer to go till we hopefully reach the point where the two creeks meet, and then following that upstream, and then following that downstream, put our wetsuits on and embrace the swimming as an opportunity to cool off. Lovely. All right, Brad, that should be. And I've made it down to the creek. This is only about a minute after I shot that last bit. You can see the water down below. It looks awesome. Crystal clear. The sun's glistening off it. Can't wait to get in.
Arriving at the creek, we rejoice, as we finally get an opportunity to cool down and get out of the scorching heat. We dump our packs and get changed into our wetsuits, as well as waterproof the contents of our packs, as once we enter this creek, we'll be committed to the watercourse for several kilometres. Looking into the pristine pool below only made us more excited for the water, so it wasn't long before Brad and I jumped in. The Wollemi Wilderness is situated within the Blue Mountains National Park and contains a plethora of canyons ranging from the popular and more accessible to remote, technical and rugged descents. I've had the pleasure of having completed over a dozen of the more accessible canyons around this area, and am starting to have to venture further afield to descend canyons that I've not previously done. As we made our way down the creek, we were greeted by one of Australia's iconic lizards, the Australian water dragon. These lizards live in a broad range of habitats around Australia, only requiring flowing water and sufficient tree cover. Whilst they are completely insectivorous as juveniles, they grow to become omnivores later in life, with vegetable matter eventually making up half their diet. We continued making our way through this pristine creek, with the canyon walls gradually growing taller around us. short way further downstream, we located a large Sydney crayfish, a truly extraordinary creature who is slow to mature and reproduce and can live up to 50 years. Fewer than 1 in 1,000 of these creatures survive to adulthood, and they are similar to canaries in a coal mine in the sense that they indicate the health of a creek by their presence. A kilometre further downstream, we run into another Aussie water dragon, who runs away and leads us to our creek junction and lunch spot. A quick blow up of the inflatables and a delicious feed, whilst we pose for some thumbnail material with the scary crocodile inflatable, before we get ready to continue through the canyon.
Brad and I have made it down to where the creek proper actually begins. Had a quick lunch, inflated our lilos, and we're about to go for a swim through that for a couple of kilometres. See you in there.
We continued through several kilometres of stunning canyon constriction and swims through long, deep pools. Through the walls of the canyon, we could see the previously blue sky turning grey, and we began to move quicker downstream, fearing that a storm was coming.
Going to ascend to get to the truck and make our way out of here. We're running a fair bit behind time. It's just gone 5 o'clock now. The filming, messing around with the tripod and getting shots and reshots has definitely chewed up a bit more time than we thought. So we're going to move pretty quickly. Hopefully be back to the car within an hour and a bit. We'll see you back at the top.
Making our way upstream, we passed through a lovely dry-ish canyon, which I visited several times with my partner and family, before it opened up into a wider creek walk.
So Brad and I have reversed the canyon. He's behind me there. Didn't take us too much time, which was actually quite good because we are running very behind schedule. And it's quite overcast, quite cloudy. Fair indication that there's a storm coming. I think Brad just said that there was some thunder as well. So we're getting to move on. Hopefully about an hour of walking now, and we'll be back at the car.
This section of the Aussie bush is incredibly important to me. I've been descending canyons out here since I was 18, when a bunch of us school leavers floated down the Wollemi to celebrate graduating high school. It was an awesome time, and it really kick-started my outdoors journey by opening my eyes into the adventures that could be had in the Aussie bush. I still vividly remember laying on my back, floating down the wild river with some of my best mates, young, free, and not a care in the world. Man, what an awesome time, and an even more impressive
Brad and I
country
made it to the main track. You can see, pretty well formed. National Park have installed some stairs there for us. That's just Brad with his smart aleck comment. 1.8 k's it reckons up, and we'll be back at the car. Awesome view out behind us over the Wollemi wilderness. Plenty more canyons down there. Hopefully I'll show you around some of those sometime soon. As you can see, working bloody hard. Done about almost 200 metres of ascent. About 100 metres to go. Bloody hard work. Brad and I are back on the fire trail now. The gradient's mellowed out, which is good because as you can probably tell I'm bloody sweating. Now just a half a k, nice easy flat walking on the fire trail. We can get back to the car and finish our day. Brad and I are back at the car. Awesome day, long day. We timed it well according to Brad. What's the weather app say?
Rain starting in 7 minutes.
Rain starting in 7 minutes. So yeah, we timed that really well. We could tell there was going to be a storm inbound. Grey sky overhead, pressure drop. Brad, out of 5, how many stars do you give today's canyon?
I reckon it's got to be at least 4.
4
Could
stars.
do, probably 3.5. Could do with more abseils, but other than that,
Yeah.
one of the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to go maybe a 4 as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Wollemi adventure.
I hope we don't fail to see the beauty of being free. There's so much more than we've been told, way beyond what we can hold. So keep your eyes open.
Post-credit scene, there's 3 essentials after every canyon trip. Essential 1, bottle of Gatorade, the flavour's up to you. Watermelon is good, but I've got tropical, that's right. Essential 2, Doritos, these have to be Mexicanas. They are the best. And finally, the 3rd essential is, you've got to have the crocky chips in. Otherwise,
Can tell one from the other.
see you on the next one.
No one can tell you what they're running from. No one.
Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next Wollemi Adventure.
What's it for?